Hello and welcome to a channel update for September. Now, you may be thinking, this trailer doesn't look right, it looks a little bit outdated, and you're right. That's because we're no longer using Trello, we're actually using... Oh, it didn't work. We're actually using... Todoist. Look at that, it was such a smooth transition. Was that not exciting? Anyway, basically, changed things around, and that's kind of the theme of this month. Changed a couple things around. We have a series which has ended, and we have a new slot for videos which we're going to use in a slightly different way than we usually use them. So, the series that has ended is Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, and it was really cool. It was a good series. I'm not sure about the game. Like, I really liked the game, but there are some things that I'm not I think they could have done better, which is actually good in a way. It means that if they release a third game, there's a lot of room for them to improve. And I think that was kind of my thoughts with the first game as well. There was a lot of places where they could improve. So, I'm excited to see where they go with that. Anyway, with that series ending, it leaves a slot open on the channel. And, well, I thought, instead of doing another series, because basically... this fifth slot was never actually existed. Now you're gonna say that's crazy, there was videos going out non-stop. Well, yeah, but what happened was, when I started playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, I got like a 20 episode backlog and then thought, okay, I'll put it on as a fifth video a day. Then, when we had Pillars, the same thing happened. I had another opportunity for a backlog and put it on as a fifth video for that, for each day. But then we did some changes as well, and things haven't quite worked out. So we did changes where I put every video on 7 days a week, which was cool. That's definitely for the better. However, that also meant that there was more content that had to go out. And basically, I don't have that many hours in a day, as I've figured it out. So what I think would be better is to have this fifth slot be videos which aren't exactly going to be consistent, but are going to be like one-offs and things like that. And I think that's a much better way to use that video slot. So what kind of videos are we putting in there? Well, we're going to put in there Walking Dead, for instance. You know, we're going to put in there maybe Life is Strange, some stuff like that. We're going to put in there a Crusader Kings DLC guide at some point. We're going to do install videos when new series come out so that you know how to install the mods, and so I don't have to do it over text. We're going to do all sorts of cool things. There's some games I've got keys for. There's like Dead Cells and that I want to do videos on. And they don't really need to be their own huge series, but, you know, it's cool to have a slot where those things can go. So, that's really my plan with what we've got going on. And apart from that, yeah, it's business as usual. So, let's have a look right at the top of our list here. We have the Avatar mod for Crusader Kings 2. Now, that series will be ending as we have pretty much conquered the entire map, and it's actually been successful, which is just weird. So, after that, well, we're going to have to play a new Crusader Kings series, and I'm not sure what we're going to play. I think it's probably going to be Elder Kings, kind of 90% on Elder Kings right now. And basically because we haven't played it in a while, and I haven't played the latest version of it ever. And it's a mod that we have played in the past, and we know it's good. So, that's kind of what I want for this slot. I want mods that we have played, and we know they're good. So, that's kind of my goal with that. We also have another Crusader Kings series, HIP. HIP is probably not going to end anytime soon. Mainly because, well, one, we have a lot still left to go in that series. But two, because I think the new DLC is going to be coming out soon. And it would seem like a good transition to just move in from this one, which is basically the vanilla game with a bunch of balance changes into like the vanilla game with a huge DLC. This DLC has a lot in it. It's got so much. I am actually considering doing 2 videos, as in 2 series of just the new DLC, because there are so many different starts that I want to do. There's randomly generated worlds, there's shattered worlds, there's all sorts. It's crazy. There's like, they're revamping Crusades, they're doing things where you can create your own religions. It's all, yeah, it's all awesome. And yeah, basically I'm very excited for it. Right, next one down the list we have Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon is going well. it's a very tense game. I'm not sure if we're doing well in it, but I think that we are. I think that overall it's that, like, we are killing bosses and people aren't dying, which I guess means we're advancing. I don't know. It still feels like we're kind of at the easier side of things. Occasionally we'll just run into something that's so much more difficult, and I'm just thinking, at some point we're going to have to deal with that and actually come up with strategies. But right now, it's okay. And then we have Knights of the Old Republic, which is, yeah, it's interesting going back to a game that I haven't played in a long time, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff that, yeah, it's just kind of looking at it and thinking, there's some things that I didn't remember being quite as bad, and some bits I was like, oh, that's really good, and I didn't remember that at all. So, yeah, it's odd, but I like it. And then, next one down on the list, we have answering comments. I'm going to try and do this every day. Not necessarily going to answer a lot. I'm just going to take it to the point where I do like an hour or half an hour of just answering comments, and then I just get up to wherever I get to, and then I just do the next lot next day. And hopefully that'll work a little bit better, and comments will actually answer in less than 3 weeks, which is the current way of things. Yeah, your comment will either be answered in like 1 hour or 3 weeks, depending on when you post it currently. So hopefully we can get that a little bit more consistent. Yeah, fell behind a little bit. Basically, as I said, with doing the 5th video, it didn't really have enough time to do anything else, so we have a little bit more flexibility now. And I would like to mention that in that, I do want to, and I have said this a lot, try streaming, but it's all about getting time to set it up and getting it all working, and hopefully everything will be alright, but yeah, it's just working that all out. Right, what you may notice is missing from this list of things is Divinity. Well, the saga of Divinity continues. I'm not sure if that series is going to continue, because they just released the Definitive Edition, and I'm kind of thinking, if we ever do go back to it, or like if I ever go back to it, I would want to play the Definitive Edition rather than playing the other one. And then do we want to restart the series? Are we going to have it consistent enough? All these questions and more just kind of go along here. But yeah, currently my co-host for that series does not have a computer, which is, again, just another fantastic line on the problems of that series. Anyway, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. On positive news, I am getting one of those new NVIDIA graphics cards. They look awesome, and hopefully that will also be good for rendering and things, so we could maybe free up some time there, get some more videos out in what would be rendering time. And it should mean that if we play something like, say, The Witcher 3 again, not that we would play The Witcher, but you know, a game similar to The Witcher 3 again, we won't have any performance issues, which would be good, because the CPU's upgraded, the GPU's upgraded, the RAM's upgraded. You know, at some point, like, it's got to be the software's problem, because the hardware's looking good now. Right, and then we've got the one on September 25th. We've got Pathfinder Kingmaker, and I think I'm going to play that then. I think I'm definitely going to do that, and I think we're going to do it in the Knights of the Old Republic slot. So I think Knights of the Old Republic is going to end in... I'm trying to work out where we are. 3 weeks, I think it's probably going to end, which would line it up almost perfectly. I'm just thinking, yeah, because we're currently 2 worlds down. There is quite a lot after that, but there's nothing that takes up quite as much time as Taris. Like, at the start of the game on Taris, that is probably the longest part of the entire game. It just takes so long to get through that tutorial section. Mainly because things like combat just take so much longer then as well, because you can't actually do damage, so it's just round after round of miss, followed by miss, followed by miss, followed by miss. So the combat just takes forever. Well, later on in the game, combat takes less long, because you're able to just absolutely destroy enemies, as we have started doing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's all, yeah, that's it. It's under 10 minutes for a channel update. That's not surprising. Last one was 30 minutes. I don't know how it let it drag on so long. Obviously, Todoist is structuring it and streamlining the whole process. It's fantastic, much better than Trello. Mainly moved to it, by the way, in case you're interested, because one, it lets you set times on tasks, and it also lets you set recurring tasks, and then you can tick off what you've already done. It's great. Like, for instance, you'll notice that today I've already done a Darkest Dungeon video, so I ticked it off for today. And now it's telling me, yep, next one's due tomorrow, so I can kind of understand it. All the times are in GMT, by the way, in case you're wondering, and I'm going to try and stick to these times going forward and try and get them consistent. And that's kind of the goal of this month, is consistency. And we'll go with that first. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.